All right, so in this video, I wanted to talk about the announcement that Tesla has made earlier this week regarding the discontinuation of the production of the Model S and the Model X. Now, this announcement came during the 2025 Q4 earnings call, and it's expected to end Q2 of 2026. Now, Elon referred to the move as an honorable discharge, and my interpretation of that is the vehicle has served or fulfilled its original mission. The reasons why the Model S and the Model X exist. The production lines will be replaced and repurposed for production of Optimus robots. Now, the business reality is the sales of the Model S and the Model X have been declining. If you were to look back at the peak era during 2017 and 2018, combined Model S and X sales were about 100,000 units per year, representing 40 to 50% of total Tesla sales. Now, in recent years, estimated at 2025, combined sales have dropped to 18,955 units. Model X is down 88% from peak. Model X sales are down 73% from peak. The current impact are now part of the other category, which accounts to only 3% of Tesla deliveries. This 3% also includes the Cybertruck. They were once massive profit drivers. Peak margins of Model S and X hovered between 22% to 28%. Gross profit of $20,000 to $30,000 per vehicle. The Plaids are even crazier profits at about 35 to 50%. Now, if you want to compare that with other luxury gas cars, you're looking at 15 to 20%, and mass market vehicles are about 8 to 12%. What was the purpose of these high-end cars? Well, it acted as a financial engine to fund R&D manufacturing scale required to create mass market products. They started with the Tesla Roadster, which they produced about 2,400 units, and this is what Tesla got their foot in the door of electric vehicle manufacturing. In 2007 to 2008, Roadster sold for $92,000, but it cost them $120,000 to about $140,000 to make. So what ended up happening is they raised the price to about $109,000 to $120,000 and started cutting features out. They started cutting out cost. The final profitability was estimated to be 25% at later stages of production. $1 million in profit on $20 million in revenue. Because of that, it led to Project Whitestar. What is Project Whitestar? Project Whitestar is the internal code name for the Model S. Along with $465 million loan from the Department of Energy, this helped set up Fremont as the factory that started producing the Model S, which was released in 2012. All right, so I'm here with my buddy Ian, and I wanted his opinion on that Model S and X being discontinued, because this guy has had a Model S and a Model X, both the first batches pretty much.
First year.
And now he has a Lucid, which is where we're at behind us. And yeah, I just want to hear your thoughts about it, being that you have both.
I mean, look, first of all, I'm here at the Tesla Diner. Thanks, everyone. You're amazing. Your content is amazing.
Thank you.
Go check them out on YouTube. Swear to God, unsolicited request. In fact, everything we're doing is first take. So there will be no second takes. This is just stream of consciousness stuff. Listen, I am an EV enthusiast. I love EV. I love technology. I love progressing. So I'm not brand loyal. Never have been. I'm in the Lucid now. People, my Tesla people used to love me. Now they hate me. If I go from Lucid to something else, they'll hate me. That's okay. I speak truth. Number one is Elon Musk is way smarter than me. he and those people probably did the crunch the numbers and figured out if this was worth it. But let's go way back, because he started when I started with the Roadster, my 2008.
Oh, you had a Roadster, that's right.
Yeah, that's how, OG, man. 2008 original Roadster. That was the car that was proof of concept. Then the Model S was, let's get this to the masses. He wrote the Tesla guys, J.B. Straubel and Martin Eberhard, wrote a white paper in 2003 that says, you can't come in down market, you got to come in up market, get the money, and then come down market. So everything was strategy. So the S was eventually to get to the 3, and the Y was, and the X was eventually to get to the Y. Amazing cars every time. When I got my S, by the way, a Nissan Altima had parking sensors. The S didn't. It didn't have an alarm. It had nothing. We called it version 0.9. But we believed that they would get there, and they did get there. And then with the X, it was the Falcon Wing doors, it's not Gull Wing, were amazing. We would drive down Las Vegas Boulevard with them up, and it just stopped, show stopper. So amazing cars. But now I will go back and say, hey, there is a lucid connection, because Peter Rawlinson is the one that did the S. So he's decided, hey, this is my constraints on the S, and now I'm going to make a Lucid Air, and this is going to be unconstrained. This is an amazing vehicle too. So am I sad to see the S and the X go? Yes. But if I let nostalgia get in the way, we'll never progress. So I throw it back to Elon. If he feels it's time to sunset them, great. But I have one last plea. For 9 years, I've had a $50,000 deposit down on the next gen Roadster. And enough of the Elon calendar, which is, you can pin them down on the month, but you cannot pin them down on the year. Will you please build my Roadster? Thank you.
All right. If you had to choose between the S or the X?
If I had to choose between those two, it's so weird. It's like, what's your favorite kid? And also at the time, the S was, I think, more groundbreaking than the X. But maybe because I'm old, so I want to easily get in and out of the back seats. Maybe the X is it, but it doesn't have really the 7-passenger capacity. So I think that there's too many S copies out there. I think I would go with the X.
Great. All right. Make sure you follow him. I'll put his links in the video description. Thank you, Ian. Now, the Model X followed because the market at that time shifted towards SUVs and crossovers. Later, Elon considered the Model X as the Faberge egg? I'll put up links of what that is, and I thought it was pretty interesting while doing research on this video. The initial high-end vehicles, the Roadster, the Model S, the Model X, were designed to be the financial engine for a 3-step waterfall strategy. Step 1, fund the R&D. Step 2, fund the manufacturing scale. And step 3, fund the mass market vehicles. The result? Well, the success funded the Nevada Gigafactory and directly led to the mass market of the Model 3 and the Model Y. The purpose has been successfully fulfilled. Now we go back to the whole honorable discharge. That's pretty much what it is. Thank you for your service. You have fulfilled your purpose. All right, I got Joe in the house, but I wanted to get his take on the announcement that Tesla did with the Model S and X, because you had a 2013, was it a 75?
Nope. 85, baby.
85.
Long range before the long range.
So this guy had that. What color was it? I love that color.
Root beer brown is freaking sweet.
Love that color.
Awesome, man.
So what are your thoughts on the that announcement that Tesla did when they're just pretty much saying no more?
Yeah. Well, people will tell you that it's the worst thing that's happened since they stopped making sliced bread. The truth is they still make sliced bread, and this isn't a bad thing. Tesla's doing this because the amount of money that they could make in that footprint selling robots versus selling the cars that are, as everybody knows, have been declining sales for that, especially for the sedan. Not so much for the Model X, but the Model X was never really about the sales like that. You know what I mean? It's just about entering the segment, just having a bigger vehicle. So I think it's not the end of the world. I know a lot of people will we'll doom and gloom it, but you know, it happened. And if you know anything about Tesla, they move fast. They're always on to the next big thing, and this is just like the next thing for them. And kudos to Tesla for being able to take something that's making them like billions of dollars a year and being able to say, you know what, cut that. We're going to do something else in that space. I mean, companies just don't move that fast. The transition that Tesla's making right now for being such a big fab company that it is, it's unprecedented. You know what I mean? Like, companies this big do not just make a shift in their whole business model like Tesla's doing overnight. Like, we're watching this company transition to a different company right before our eyes. It's like freaking crazy.
And you got to also remember, because of the Model S and because of the Model X, we have the Model Y.
Right.
We have the Model 3.
And that was the whole thing in the beginning. Like, it was like, hey, we're making these vehicles to sell our freaking more economy priced vehicles, and that's exactly what happened. They served their purpose. And so it's pretty wild that they didn't even do freaking 2 decades, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
2012 to 2026, like, and then it's over. You know what I mean? Didn't even make it 20 years. It's freaking crazy. Tesla moves so fast, man.
Do you still have your Model S?
Nope.
Do you miss it?
Nope. I got the Cybertruck, man. Look at your boy.
Colossus!
Look at your boy out here, man. We out here, man. Oh, shit.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. The writings were clearly being written on the wall from the previous, like, more recent years of sales. The sales has dropped. Why would a company continue to fund the production of cars that are not really being sold? And it also already fulfilled the purpose of those vehicles. So that's just my take on it. And I believe that is one of the big reasons why. I mean, it's pretty much time to move on. My personal reflection on this being that we've owned 2 Model X's. So here's my thoughts on it. Discontinuing the Model S, I feel, is a bit more impactful. I don't own the Model S, but here is my take on it. The car seems to feel like it's the one that started it all. Even though the Roadster came before it, more people had the opportunity to own it. Now, the Model S did reach over 100,000. At one point, they started at $79,000, which is more obtainable by more people. Even today, the Model S really doesn't have a true competitor that matches its combination of performance, efficiency, that complete Tesla ecosystem, and price. I got Dominique here. We are inside his Model S, and this is a 2023 Model S Plaid.
Yeah.
And so what are your thoughts on that?
You know, when I first heard it, I'm like, come on, man. You know, I thought it was just like gibberish, right? You know, just people.
Because it's Elon.
Hey, yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? Just throwing stuff out there. And when I realized it was real, it was like, man, how you going to get rid of the S and the X? You know what I mean? Those are the flagships. That's what got you established. You know, don't get me wrong. The 3s are cool, the Ys, the Cybertruck. But you're getting rid of your flagships. You know, and I mean, at first I was just like, man, that's kind of messed up. You know, I'm like, damn it. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I got my S, you know what I mean? Hardware 4, I'm cool. I'm going to keep it. You know, I'm actually considering even trading it in to get into 2026.
The new one?
But do I really need to do that? Do I need to spend that extra cash versus just upgrading this? You know what I mean?
Are you concerned about the possibility of, you know, maybe they're not going to support it anymore after they get rid of it?
No. Here's why. Because for one, being here in Southern California, we have a lot of independent mechanics that specialize in EVs now. But as far as Tesla, I don't believe they're going to just drop the support. They can't do that because they still got to, you know, do the work to the Ys and the, you know, the 3s and whatnot, and the Cybertrucks, which are still going to be in production. So they can't just disregard that. That'd be just catastrophic for us S owners and X owners.
And they have a pretty good track record because they still support Gen 1 Model S's and Gen 2s.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
You know, so, and that was what, 2012 when they first came out. So I doubt they're going to drop the support. But yeah, it's I'm still tripping. Just don't get me wrong. I'm still like, dude, how the fuck you gonna do that? You know, and they're phasing them out so quick. I was worried about that for a second as far as support, but I'm still under warranty. They can't, you know, by law, they can't deny that. But at the same time, you know, you're thinking future wise, when you're out of warranty and you need Tesla to repair your car, are they going to be able to repair it? Or are they going to say, oh, we don't have those parts no more? So, and so on and so forth.
I think the advantage too is, like they make the parts. They don't go to third party. They're vertically integrated. So they make the parts.
Exactly. But my concern sometimes is, well, just recently, like, okay, they make the parts now, right? Which means they have all the equipment and the machinery. They're switching to, you know what I mean, the robots. So are they going to, obviously they're retooling Fremont. Are they going to make room, get rid of that stuff, you know what I mean, for autonomous? You know, but still, I just don't see them just cutting support or not being able to supply parts and stuff for the car. They have to. I mean, dude, that would just be, you would just really be just giving everybody a middle finger at that point. You know what I mean?
All right, cool. Thanks, Dominique.
All right, brother.
What would I consider competitors? Well, the Lucid Sapphire, the Porsche Taycan, maybe the Audi e-tron GT. I mean, but those are generally more expensive when you're looking at the starting price of $79,990 previously. Now, the Lucid Sapphire is the closest you could probably get to the Model S Plaid and maybe even exceed it in terms of performance. But that thing cost a lot more than the Model S Plaid. It also gets 427 miles range. Porsche Taycan, 318 miles in range. Now, I've sat in one and those bucket seats are not comfortable. And then the Audi e-tron GT, 270 mile range, under 300 miles. That's kind of, I don't know. I mean, there are other electric sedans, but what many people are drawn to is the Model S in the performance and comfort plus the range and efficiency. Now, there is the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra. I don't think that's released yet. They only have prototypes, but from the numbers, that looks amazing. Now, they do have the SU7 Max, but you can't get that here in the United States. All these cars, I mean, that I mentioned are just more expensive, and you can't beat that Tesla ecosystem. I know a few friends who own the Model S, and they are crushed by this news. Many of them are Plaid owners, and I know they enjoy their cars. So, and I've been fortunate enough to have gotten loaners, different Model S's. And actually, one of my more popular videos was, I think, a 2017 or 2018 Model S. Was it a 75 or 85D? I don't even remember anymore. But I'll put the video link in the description if you haven't checked it out. I basically compared it to a Model 3, and it did a pretty good job. And eventually, according to the comments, many people still chose the older generation Model S over the brand new Model 3 at that time. I got Tarick here, and behind us is his Model S 2020 dual motor.
I'm a Tesla fan, I would say from day one. I've went from a Model 3 to a Model Y to a Model S. My wife drives a Model Y and I drive the Model S myself. I think out of all their vehicles, I think the S and the X are the best looking ones. So it's a bit sad to me that the production is going to stop for those vehicles. But I mean, I understand, like, you know, the whole sales involved with it. They're not selling as much compared to the Model 3 and the Model Ys, but still, man, I think it's a really good looking car. I think the S is a really good looking car, and I'm a big fan of it, you know.
Cool. Thank you very much. Missing any competitors? Is there any other EV competitors out there to the Model S? I mean, there isn't that many. And I think, in my opinion, the Model S is the best bang for the buck. Like, you get so much for the price. Even at the more recent price hike, I think it's still a pretty good deal. If you're looking at a brand new one, if you're looking for a used one, a used Model S Plaid 2021 or newer can start at mid $50,000. At that price point, regardless if it's used, you're not gonna find another sports sedan, gas or electric, at that price point. It's crazy. It's a good deal. Now, for the Model X, my personal point of view, this was a high-speed cruiser, but a flawed family vehicle, in my opinion. The biggest mistake I ever made with this vehicle is use it as a minivan replacement, expecting utility and space, but it failed to deliver on road tripping utility. I have many videos showing that, and I'm not saying that everyone's going to have the same experience as I did, but from our perspective, it just did not fit what we were looking for. In my opinion, it is a taller version of the Model S, more of a crossover and not a true SUV, and arguably over-engineered. Not saying that's bad, not saying that it's good. Now think about it. The Falcon doors are a really great feature, but can add to the issues that you may experience. We experienced that on our first Model X, the 2022 long range. We've had Falcon door issues from day one. Ayun. And I just went with it because I truly wanted to make it work. We also had other issues with it. We had steering rack issues on both Model X's. We've had some suspension issues. We've had sensor issues. We just had non-stop issues. You also lose overhead storage due to the Falcon wing doors. Sure, you're gonna lose range if you have stuff on top, but everyone's just more accustomed to using overhead storage options. Yes, you can add storage by using the hitch. The slope on the trunk is just way too aggressive for that added efficiency, but at the cost of storage space. No outlets on an electric EV. I mean, I don't get that. I've shown in many videos of other EVs with outlets, even gas vehicles with outlets at less expensive prices. I got Dennis here, and I'm standing on the curb because this dude is tall.
Not that tall.
But he has a model, or he had a Model X and a Model S, and we did an EV confessions inside his 7-seater Model X, and I just wanted to get his take on the whole announcement about why Tesla is canceling the Model S and X.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because it's definitely now, siloing themselves from some of these like luxury owners, and I get it. Like those cars, they're not selling in like crazy volume comparatively to like the 3 and the Y, but still, like you have to have something. And if you look at it from just Tesla as a whole, I feel like Tesla is like moving away from being a car company and selling cars to just like the robot taxis and people movers and AI and everything. So if you look at it from that viewpoint, it makes sense, but it still kind of sucks because there's a lot of people like early on that bought S's and X's that, they're true owners or whichever, and now they have nothing to buy. But maybe Tesla's just throwing their hat in the ring because, like, to be honest, like, there's better, like, SUVs out there. Like, Lucid Gravity is way better. Rivian R1S is a contender, and there's going to be more. So X is just, like, stale, in my opinion. S and X is stale, so I'm not sure. Maybe like they shouldn't have said discontinued, but also my conspiracy hat thinks like, oh, maybe they're just saying this to clear out all the inventory, and then they'll make like a
boom. There's a brand new,
exactly, like a SX mix bigger. Who knows? But maybe that's my wishful thinking too. I mean, but I also think maybe there's gonna be like a cyber SUV or something.
If you had to choose between your S or X, which one would you pick?
They're both like kind of crap in my opinion. X is really crap. It's like so many issues. You had one. Those issues. Like it's not, and it's an illusion. It looks like a big SUV, but it's not in any sort of way. It's like just a little bit bigger than a Y. You're gonna run into space issues. Now I get it. If you have 3 other Teslas and you need a bigger Tesla and you can only drive Tesla, then sure, X is your only choice. But if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably go S. If I didn't need the space.
I thought the canceling of the S is more impactful than canceling the X.
I mean, we'll see what happens, and it does suck, but I mean, hey, maybe there's gonna be some clearance deals on S's and X's, and then you're
follow this guy. This guy knows where the deals are. So thank you very much, Dennis.
Of course, thank you.
So the competition for the Model X, well, you have the Rivian R1S, which we transitioned to. You can't say it's more expensive anymore, because I used to use that excuse. It's not expensive anymore if you compare it directly to the Model X, because Tesla has raised Model X pricing. It now starts at $99,000. A standard pack R1S starts, I think, around $80,000. Sure, it's a standard pack battery and the range is not really comparable, but I'm just looking at it from the price point, because not everyone wants all that range. It's more of a capable SUV because you can off-road in it, and I feel that you have more room in that SUV than the Model X, because we're back to that slope on that trunk. You also have the Volkswagen ID Buzz, which is currently on hold, but the range sucks on it, and the dealership markup, I mean, you might as well jump into a Model X after all those dealership markups. You have the Kia EV9 or the Hyundai Ioniq 9. Yeah, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. But honestly, most people do not care. They're after that practicality with a battery. You have the Escalade IQ. Sure, bigger battery, not as efficient. Sure, no FSD. Again, many people do not care about that. If they did, why are they not buying the Model X? You have the Volvo EX9. Now, if you haven't experienced a Volvo, you probably won't consider this. I have many friends who have Volvo, and buying their first Volvo, like they can't think of buying any other car. The brand loyalty with Volvo friends, like it's truly there. I got Will here with me, Fthepump.
Yes, sir.
We are sitting on the hood of his Cyber Beast, and I want to get his thoughts on the recent Tesla announcement of canceling the Model S and Model X, because you had actually both.
Had both.
Which Model S did you have? You had two Model S's.
So I had a 2015 70 Model S70D. Sold that for a P100D Model X, and I sold that for a performance Model S.
And my cousin actually bought your last Model S, the black and red Lightning.
Correct.
That one's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts about Tesla just pretty much announcing that they're no longer going to be building those two models?
So I'm kind of bummed, because I really like the S. I wanted actually one day to own a Plaid. So, but it's not really in the cards for me to do it right this moment. So I'm a little sad about that. I mean, I was one of the early adopters of Tesla with the Model S. I think the Model S was the reason why electric cars are actually here today. So it's sad, but it's understandable. I mean, they're not selling a whole bunch of them. I thought maybe you just continue the X and not the S. Maybe you come out with something, to maybe replace the whole models. But I think the time's come. The sales are so low that it's just not feasible anymore for them. The 3s and Ys are just completely outselling them. They're selling more 3s and Ys daily than they are yearly for the other two. I think you can bring the XL Y to get some of the buyers from the X, and I think maybe this opens the door for a Plaid Model 3. How cool would that be? So you're gonna performance.
Well, I mean, I think the
Plaid Model 3 would be cool.
The 3 Performance is already a great car.
Yeah, but man, a 2-second car. That
Roadster,
little thing.
Roadster.
No, that's gonna be like a 1.2 second car. So I think you're gonna need to fill that gap a little bit. And I think the Model 3, I believe, is actually dialed back. They could actually really quickly make that quicker. So,
and it's also a dual motor, not a tri.
Yeah, so I think you can make the car faster with the same motors and still fill that gap. So again, it's sad, from a nostalgia point of view. I was 2015 early adopter Tesla, so I want to make sure they succeed. Obviously, I have trust in Elon that he's making the right decisions. Obviously, he believes that getting rid of those two models and going to the robot build is going to be the future. So I'm going to trust him.
Out of the Model S or the X, which one would you go with?
Man, it's tough. I actually, when the Plaid came out, and everyone was doing the Model S Plaid and all the track racing, they're beating everybody. I almost wanted to get the Model X Plaid, because it would be cool to have a SUV whooping all these hypercars on the track. It would be so, you already see the Model S doing it, but if you have a 6,000-pound baby hauler and you're whooping Ferraris on the track, how cool would that be, right? So I almost kind of wanted that, but the Model S is so cool. I just like the Model X is bigger, and I love I was a big Falcon Wing door guy, so I kind of miss those.
All right, well, thank you, Will.
Of course.
Check out F the Pump. Now back to that FSD argument. I mean, how many of you that use that argument are actually FSD subscribers or bought it flat out? I mean, I've seen the FSD argument thrown out a lot. Honestly, how many of you are actually subscribers or using it? I'm just being honest and I'm being fair. Like if you're going to use that FSD argument, oh, I'm not going to buy that because it doesn't have FSD. Do you use FSD? Do you have FSD? Are you a subscriber or are you using autopilot? I mean, it's two different things. So competition against gas vehicles, you have the Hyundai Palisade, the Kia Telluride, Chevy Suburban, Chevy Tahoe, Honda Pilot, Toyota. I mean, it's just so many. This is where potential buyers are buying. Like, this is where they go. Sure, it's not an electric vehicle, and maybe the argument is they buy it because they don't want an electric vehicle, but it still acts as a competitor. Many people who are current EV owners may not get the Model X because it's just really lacking for them, and they have all these other options, other vehicles that they could choose from. Replacing the Model S and the Model X means you are losing that Tesla ecosystem. It's the software, the user experience, the user interface, that integrated charging network. I mean, these are big deals. If you are new to EVs, this is not even a problem because you've never experienced it. But it's a painful reality for current Tesla owners, those who have experienced that Tesla ecosystem. What are you going to replace if you're looking for a Model S or a Model X? What are you going to do? I mean, sure, you could get used ones after Q2 2026. You could look for used ones. But at some point, should you start worrying about that support? Now, Tesla did say that they will continue to support the Model S and the Model X. I mean, you could see that. You can see that from like the first gen Model S's, first gen Model X. I mean, we're like what, on the third generation, the third iteration of these vehicles, and they continue to support the earlier builds of both vehicles from parts. Now, I have heard people talk about service experience where it varied with older vehicles, like some service center tend to not want to support it. I don't know if that's true or not, but they have shared their concerns regarding the service department. But as far as parts are concerned, the parts are there. They are available. Now, there are also third-party service centers that, you know, maybe they're ex-Tesla engineers, ex-Tesla employees that will go ahead and support you. The problem with that is they're not available everywhere. They are still just, they're not available. So if you have the unfortunate, you know, place where you live, you don't have a service center like that, a third-party service center, then you either have to drive far or you're SOL, unfortunately. The discontinuation was a logical business move, but my only surprise was it didn't happen any sooner. Stay tuned for the 1-year Cybertruck video. It's coming out soon. I just had to do this video, but it makes me wonder, will the Cybertruck have the same faith? Because you got to remember that 3% sales is the Model S, the Model X, and this. So if that number sounds small, it even sounds smaller when you consider that the Cybertruck is part of those sales figure. I want to leave you with a few things. For those of you who owned a Model S or a Model X, what is your most unforgettable memory of that car? Now, you may think I'm very negative of the Model X, but I truly love that car. It may not sound like it, but I love that car. But we were just so flooded with bad luck with it. I love that car. I'm telling you. Here's my unforgettable memories of that car, of the Model X. The drive is truly unforgettable. It's so comfortable, so smooth. I've never experienced that in any other vehicle The experience as the driver, the huge screen in the middle, and it tilts. The powered door. Man, I feel like I'm being ushered. Whew. The yoke steering wheel. Well, we had it on our first 2022 long range, but we didn't get it on our 2023 Plaid. But I love that yoke steering wheel. Abby did not care for it, but as a driver for road trips, that yoke, oh man, it's really, really great. The cockpit size windshield is just an experience of its own. It's truly just, get in one. If you could find one, or just go to the dealership before they stop production, just sit in one and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. It's just an experience like no other. When I was driving it, it felt like I'm in like this special group of owners, right? It's just because, I mean, back then there wasn't that many Model X. There's more and more people now with Model X. I see them out on the road a lot, even the older generation ones. But even then, it makes me feel like I'm part of a special group, a special owner or whatever. But similar to how I feel with the Cybertruck, and similar to how I feel with Rivian, because there's not that many out on the road, and it just makes you feel like you're part of this owners group or something. I don't know, that's just me. Because there's just so many Model Ys, right? I mean, I'm not saying that I don't feel special driving in the Model Y. The Juniper, oh my God, the driving experience there is really awesome too. But there's just so many on the road. Tesla losing a crucial part of its soul with discontinuing of its flagships. Tell me what side you are on and why. For Model 3 and Model Y users, man, you better thank Model S and Model X, because those cars are the reasons why your car exists. Which EV do you think is the true new flagship of the electric vehicle world? Is it the Lucid? Is it a Porsche? Is it the Model 3 and the Model Y? What is your definition of a flagship? I mean, it could vary, right? Flagship could be the highest tier of vehicle from a manufacturer. Or flagship could be the most popular, the most desired vehicle from a manufacturer. So let me know what your definition of a flagship is and what you think is the new flagship of EVs. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.
Never do something like this without me, but now it's been a